Welcome back from Memorial Day weekend, everyone. Hopefully everybody had an awesome time, and in this video we're going to cover some of the most popular questions that we've been getting in our comment thread. If you haven't done so yet and you have some questions for us, just leave it down below in the comment section and I'll get to it personally, or I'll make a video addressing it later. Also, I'd like to ask you, if you have any ideas for future videos you'd like to see, leave it down below in the comment section as well. Obviously, this pandemic is not going to go on forever, so I want to know what kind of videos my audience would like more information on. So go ahead and leave it down below. All right, now let's get right into it. Jump into your questions. Okay, so our first question comes from Wicked Flash. I have read in the loan contract and interpreted as, with express permission from the SBA, as long as you stay in a disaster area, you can relocate voluntarily as necessary for your business. This one is a big one for me. I have been working as an independent contractor out of a large, high-volume tattoo shop. I would like to move to a smaller private studio to work on my personal clientele. In order to do that, I would have to get a new lease and utility counts, and that seems almost a conflict with some of the rules about using the money on only existing accounts prior to January. Okay, so what he's saying is like a twofold question. He's basically saying, I can't move because that's one of the restrictions. Well, actually you can move. You just have to let the SBA know that you're moving, and they have to give you permission that it's okay. And the reason why this is even in the loan agreement is because these EIDL loans, the reason why they were created is not to help us through this pandemic. They were actually created a long time ago to help businesses who might be struggling because of a natural disaster, such as like a hurricane or an earthquake or such things like that. So the reason why that's in there is because if you move out of that affected area, then the loan is kind of pointless, because the reason they make these loans is because they want to rejuvenate those areas that were affected. But in this case, the entire country was affected, if not the entire world has been affected. So you have to remember that. You can move out of the certain location you're in right now. You just have to let the SBA know. And the second part of your question is that you're going to establish new utility accounts. Now, what they're specifying is that they don't want you to create new accounts for expansion. If you're going to transfer your gas bill from one location to another location with a different gas bill, they're not going to care about that. They just want to make sure that you're not getting into new lines of products and that you're not doing something totally different. Remember, also the loan agreement states that you can only use this money on accounts, and you can only use it on expenses that were incurred after January 31st or after. So if you incur new accounts that are just like the ones you had before, you can most definitely use that money to spend it on that. So don't worry about it. I think you're in good shape. So if you want to downsize your tattoo shop because you want to keep people healthy, that's totally in line and that's totally acceptable. I've actually made a call to the SBA, and they've stated that all you have to do if you want to relocate or move, because I might be doing the same thing in the near future, all you have to do is call them and let them know, because they want to be able to track you and send you mail to wherever it is that you're going to be relocating to. So great question, and thank you for watching Wicked Flash. Thank you so much. If anyone needs a tattoo, check out my man Wicked Flash. Leave your information down below in the comments, Wicked Flash, so many people can contact you. All right, our next question comes from Ing Ro. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. So what he or she asks is, okay, so if you're approved for an EIDL loan and it's over $25,000 and you have no collateral, what's next? Okay, good question. So this is a collateral question. If you've been approved for a loan that's over $25,000, it's supposed to be securitized, supposed to be protected or collateralized, however you want to think about it, with your business assets, personal assets, and those things. But this individual and many other people out there probably don't have any collateral. So what's going to happen? Well, they're not going to come and check to see if you have collateral, because if all the collateral you might have is maybe invoicing or bills that are outstanding that are coming your way, then those become assets. Maybe you don't have any assets right now, but let's just say a year down the road, your business takes off and you buy some equipment, some machinery, or whatever it is that you buy with your own money, because some of those things are not allowed to be purchased, then those automatically become assets. So you may not have any assets that you can think of right now, but later on you may accrue some, and those automatically become assets that will guarantee this loan or will protect the loan. So keep that in mind. Also, you got to remember, not all assets are tangible. Tangible means like you can pick it up, like this iPad, and that's an asset. There's also a lot of assets that you can't see, such as intellectual property. So things that may have value that are not actual things you can pick up could also fall into that line. So great question, ING Row. Thank you. Leave it down below. Let us know, ING, what kind of business you're in. Okay, so the next question is a two-part question. Comes from Lev, L-E-V, Singalov, okay? So I think he's in the auto business. He stated, I got approved for a pretty sizable loan amount, but his main concern is that his assets are in automobile purchases. So he says, we are a used car dealership. That's our working capital for cost of goods bought and sold. I have a line of credit and personal funding to buy such units. Is that considered EIDL approved for spending? No. So unfortunately, no. You cannot buy fixed assets even though it's your product line. So your product line is automobiles. And listen, my product line is homes. I can't go out there and buy homes and resell them. If I could, that'd be an awesome thing. But no, you cannot use that money to buy more automobiles to put on your lot. What you can use that money for is for advertising, marketing, payroll, utilities, anything along those lines, even to pay down credit card debt that's been accrued after January 31st. Those things you can spend it on. But to buy more automobiles, you're going to have to stick to your own personal lines and your own savings, or all the stuff that you have that you've been using prior to the pandemic, and you're not going to be able to use the EIDL loan to buy more automobiles, unfortunately. So his second question is also, his main concern is that one of the following was stated. Collateral, they do not go after personal real estate properties bought, sold, owned, possible refinance in the near future or present. So I guess what his question is, what is the likelihood of them coming after your personal property or real estate property? Now, they will not go after your real estate property, your own personal home. It's stated in there they can go after any personal property, tangible, intangible, now or in the future. You may think that automatically your home is your personal property, and to an extent it is your personal property, but it's classified as real property. So real property is not in the description of their loan agreement anywhere. Even the SBA themselves have said that they will not go after your personal property. Now, if you have a property in which you house your business in, that could fall under the category of being part of the assets that are going to be used to provide collateral for that loan. So be very careful if that's what you're referring to. But if you're referring to your own personal property, most likely not. If it's real estate that is for the business, there's a good chance that that could fall into collateral. So if you don't want to use that as security, as security or collateral for the loan, make sure that you talk to your CPA and your attorney about finding a way to exclude that if it's included, or call the SBA to find out if that's one of the requirements that you have to make in order to get that SBA loan. In my opinion, don't worry about your personal property. That should be okay. Any business property could be on our radar. Thank you for that question. Our next question comes from Constantino Rentolis. So Constantino says, I am an Uber driver. Do I qualify for any of these loans? Please advise. Well, Constantino, yes, you do. Anyone who is a independent contractor, gig economy worker, 1099, anything in those lines doesn't mean you have to have a ton of employees or anything like that, or a whole staff. It could be just yourself. You could be a one-person show. So definitely Uber drivers and Lyft drivers, you guys qualify. And I've actually had comments from other Uber drivers and Lyft drivers who have said they've gotten pretty sizable loans. Now, one of the questions that an Uber driver asked me prior to this was, can they go out and buy an automobile for their business? And like I answered the previous question, no, you can't. But you can actually use the money to actually pay for your monthly automobile lease payments or finance payments, which is big. So you can use it to pay down stuff like that. You can use it for your own salary if you want to start paying yourself a salary. Now, you can't take the money and just take money out left and right for whatever reasons you need it, because those are considered distributions and you wouldn't be able to do that. So yes, you can qualify. To answer your question, I know I got into a little bit of a side tangent on this, but just keep in mind, you cannot go out there and buy a vehicle with this for the purposes of your business. Okay, next question comes from Narcisco Mendoza. How far back can I go to use the loan? I got approved this weekend. Can I only start using the loan the day I got it and after that, or can I go back a month or more and put down those expenses even though I haven't received the money yet? Okay, so what his question is, can I use it for expenses that were accrued before I got the loan? So let's just say that we got the loan today, May 26th, right? Can I go back and pay for expenses in March? Well, and the answer to that is yes, you can. So if there's payroll that you owe yourself, if there's payroll that you owe other individuals in your business, if there's utility bills, rent that you're behind, if there's anything, credit card debt that you've accrued after the January 31st, 2020, then yes, you can use it for those things. Remember to always keep good records though, because in the event that you ever get audited by the SBA and they want to check out what you use the money for, you want to make sure that you have that at your disposal. Like I've always said to everyone else, you should also try to keep that money in a separate bank account for the business. So that way you don't start to kind of like, maybe commingling is the wrong word, but it's, money is very fungible. So what that means is that it's easy to mix up the $100 that's in the bank account that the SBA gave you with the $100 that you're going to put in it tomorrow. So if you start spending some of that money, was it the SBA's money that you spent or was it your money that you spent? So make sure that you keep great records, number one, and also keep a separate bank account, and make sure that anything you spend on there, keep a spreadsheet, keep a QuickBooks file, whatever it is that you're going to use to keep track of what you're doing, make sure you keep great records of that. I've always been a big proponent of using Google Drive. Just create a new folder with a spreadsheet and also dump in all your receipts in there. That way you have everything you'll ever need. Hopefully that helps you guys. Okay, next question comes from Doug Healy. What Doug states is that when I first signed up for the EIDL loan on their website, it said that I would not have to pay back anything under $10,000. It was written very clearly. I can sign for a non-collateral loan for $5,000 ready to go if I sign. But I read on the original website, this money does not need to be repaid. What am I missing here? Okay, so Doug, thank you for that question. I think what Doug is asking is that when he originally signed up on the SBA's website, what he signed up for was the EIDL loan grant. EIDL grant, not the EIDL loan, or what he thought he was signing up for. So, Doug, if what you were expecting was the $10,000, that doesn't have to get paid back if you get approved for the entire $10,000 as a grant. But unfortunately, shortly after they released that grant, the money started to get exhausted pretty quickly. So what they did was they changed the rules from a one-time $10,000 grant to a $1,000 grant per employee that you certified that you had. So if you didn't get any money from that and now you're getting offered a $5,000 loan, well, unfortunately, that $5,000 loan is going to have to get paid back. It's not a grant, so it's not free money. They might be offering you $5,000 at the interest rate of 3.75% over the course of the next 30 years. So you have to be very careful about what you're getting. If you're uncertain about what you're being offered, if it came in a form of an email and you have it in your computer and it states that this is you have to agree to this or you have to sign for this, then it's a loan. The grant, they don't ask you to agree to anything. They just basically dump it into your bank account. So if you see $5,000 in your bank account, you're good to go. You can spend that money on your business for working capital any which way you please. Just make sure you follow their guidelines on what you can spend it on. But if you're being asked to sign for it, then it's not a grant, then it's a loan. So be very careful that you know that difference. Okay, so I think those are all the questions that we have for today. Also, I want to thank everyone for asking these questions. I'm very taken back by how much people are actually reaching out to us and asking us this. If you would have told me 60 or 90 days ago that our channel would be answering EIDL related questions or stimulus related questions, I probably wouldn't believe you, but it seems like we've become pretty much the go to for these answers. So we're doing our best to research this information for you. Again, I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant, I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving you any advice at all. I'm just letting you know what I would do if I was in your position. Always make sure to check with your CPA, your accountant, or your attorney before you make any moves. That's going to be the best, I'm sure, the best steps for you guys to take. And also would like to remind everyone that we are raising funds for families out there that actually are hungry and have children who are probably not eating as well as they used to when they were in school. So I'm going to leave a link down below in the description section where you can donate if you would like to donate to that cause. We've been raising a good amount of money, so I'm very excited about that. Also, I have to let you know that we have a national real estate team. So if you're looking to get into real estate, or you are in real estate and you want to join a dynamic team that's growing like crazy in all 50 states, I'm going to leave a link down below also in the description section where you can schedule a call or schedule some time to speak with me. I look forward to that. And as always, guys, if you want to find out more about what pandemic assistance is available out there, I'm going to leave a link right here, and you can check these videos out. There's a lot of great information in there. I do see sometimes that the comments and questions that we're getting asked are already answered in some of those videos. So if you want to check out that library, I'm going to leave a link right there. And what else can I tell you? Thank you guys. Like always, I appreciate everyone. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell, guys. That would mean a lot to me. We're growing this channel together as a community. And if you have any ideas for any further videos in the future, please let me know down below in the comments. I'm definitely reading them. I'm definitely looking for any opinions, or I really want to cater to my audience. I want to make sure we're providing you with the right information and the right videos. So as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.